Hey guys, welcome back. Today's episode, we're gonna go through all the parts in the garage. I know in the previous episodes, we have gone through the cars and talked about the projects we're planning on doing for them. But in this episode, we're gonna highlight each part we have and what it's for. I'm also gonna go through and show footage of me removing the spacers I had on the wagon, mostly because they weren't correct. So anytime I'd be on highway speeds, I get some wobble in the rear, so I had to take them off. So let's get started, and we'll get through the parts and the removing of the spacers off the GTI, or I mean the wagon. So let's get started. Alright, so now that we got the spacers off the Alltrack, I'm going to walk you guys through the parts that we have for the future projects, and also go through some of the stuff that we have in the garage, just to highlight what's going on. I mean, just bought the house, still piecing together the garage as it needs, whether it be tools or just like we have over here, like the pegboard and all that, just to hang all my stuff. We got some cool, fun stuff over here. Well, my old license plate that used to be on the front of the wagon, I took it off just because I think it looks better with it off. It's kind of a thing though, like everyone in my family all have Volkswagen, so everyone ran the front, the faux German license plate. I took it off though. I think it looks better, it looks meaner, but I also took it off because I'm gonna do a full detail on the car. And it just made it easier taking it off. I got old hang tags from Alpine Volks Fair from the previous shows we've gone to in the years. Just, you know, old license plates, keychains from shows, more stuff from shows. Probably one of my favorite things one of my friends gave me was a Smith Volkswagen calendar, specifically highlighting March. It will only ever stay on March because it has my GTI on it, not mine specifically, but the exact same one. And on the floor, like I mentioned, we're gonna go through the parts for the cars. Right here, I have a set of stainless steel headers. These are gonna be on the GTI. I still have to I'm debating getting a high flow cat for it, or just doing a straight pipe on it, but I still need to buy some tubing just so I can extend it from the bottom of the header to connect to the remainder of the catback exhaust I have on the car. Just headlights laying around. I have my new speed intake for the GTI that's off right now because we're doing all the new coolant hoses, so I had to rip off the whole front end just to access everything, because we're gonna go through the car, rip off the crap, replace the crack pipe, do brand new thermostat housings. I got this from Euro Tuning. It's aluminum cast thermostat housing that goes on the block. I got a Black Forest Industries crack pipe. Both of these were powder coated by my friend Ryan. He owns, or his company is Red Lion Powder Coating down in Red Lion, Delaware. It's like right outside of Wilmington. He's done a lot of stuff for me. He did the wheels on the GTI. He's doing the peelers that are going to go on the wagon. And then all of the new silicone hoses that are going to go on the GTI as well. Some random parts that will also go on the GTI. Brakes for when I have my Macan. Calipers finally come in. They're currently getting painted by my friend down in Delaware. Here we have the back to basics fabrication lift kit for the Atlas. So with this essentially is just kind of a lifter. This will go in the spring bucket on the rear of the car. So this will go down in the spring bucket, and then the spring for the rear of the car will sit on top and it'll space it. So rather than having like an extension on the shock itself, you'll just be lifting the rear with a puck essentially. And then we have the spacers for the front. I believe the order is this goes on the bottom. So these get stacked on top of the struts. This is the bottom plate. This is the top plate. And I believe it will sit like that in the car. So you'll mount this on top of the strut, and then you'll mount it up inside of the strut tower to lift it from the front. So this one will be lifting the car. Rather than just lifting it with a spring, you'll be lifting it with a shock. Great product. I know a lot of companies make lift kits for the Atlases, Alltracks, Tiguans. Specifically, the one specific thing that's nice about the B2B Fab stuff is they do a camber correcting plate, which this is right here. So this will go on the strut, and then this will come on top. This will allow you to get back to your factory camber, whereas a lot of other companies only offer this plate right here, and it throws out your camber, so you can't really get back to like your -0.5, -1 camber. It kind of keeps you at 0 degrees camber, and it kind of makes it sketchy to drive at highway speeds. Kind of makes it like floaty all the way around the road. And then we have my DTM cup style mirrors for the GTI. I still have to get these painted. I want the car to look nicer before I put such a nice looking piece on, but this will go, I believe this is passenger side. So this will go mount up here, just come around here. So you will remove this whole mirror, this whole cap, and essentially this is just one unit that will replace this whole thing. So it'll make it a lot slimmer looking. Originally I was looking for either the 20th anniversary mirrors or the Euro stubby mirrors, but I kept losing out on Facebook Marketplace and couldn't get them, so I ended up finding these on eBay, and I ended up really liking the look. I mean, granted, they're not very functional because of how tiny that mirror is, but I think for a show car, it's not really about function, it's all about how it looks. Just swing around, Matt. And then, as I mentioned before on the GTI highlight, I got a brand new center console, new inbox, so much better than the original one that's just falling apart. I mean, the plastic's in good shape, no marks, nothing's really peeling off of it. I'm still looking for the center console portion, the back portion where the e-brake goes through. I have found a few, but no one's really willing to ship. And then we have this piece. This is a gauge pod. It's from Motor One. So I found this piece on Facebook or whatever. I've only seen photos of it, or only saw photos, but I liked it so much because typical gauge pods, I can show you here. The typical gauge pods for the Mark IV were either in the vent or you had one centered in the middle of the column. I didn't really like the look of it. It was kind of like in your face. So what I really liked about this is it still went on the column, but it spread it out to either side. So you had a pod down here, a pod here, rather than having one straight in the middle, kind of like obstructing the view of the gauge cluster. So in this, I'm gonna get an oil pressure gauge and then a voltage gauge to throw in there. I've had oil pressure issues in this. Just bad sensors. It was kind of a pain in the ass to fix. So I'm gonna put a oil pressure gauge in here just so I know if the sensor went bad or if there's actually an issue. I got new boost lines for the wagon, APR. Right now I have a new speed boost tap. It mounts onto the intake manifold. You just replace the sensor, or it's pretty much a sensor spacer where it sandwiches between the intake manifold and the OEM sensor. From everything I've been told and have read online, it's not really great. It can kind of throw off your readings, and if you're tuned, it can throw engine lights. So I went with this, the APR boost tap. So you will physically tap the manifold on this one. There's a spare port on the side. So I'll tap that with the little tool that they provide you and just rerun new boost lines into the car. I have new speed braided stainless steel brake lines. This will be a part of doing the Macan brake upgrade on the wagon as well. Then I have my JB4. This will pair up with the turbo. So it's just a piggyback ECU. My one buddy that lives close by, he's done this before, so he's gonna come up and help me figure everything out, where everything needs to go. He knows it better than I do, so he'll help me with that. And then I have my IS20 turbo. These are the turbos that come on the GTIs, the Mark 7 GTIs. The Golf Rs come with an IS38. The Alltracks, the Jerk Golf Sport Wagons, your base Golfs, they all come with baby IS12s. So this is a pretty common upgrade for the Golfs, the Sport Wagons, or the Alltracks. Base car right now, typically they're like 170 horsepower, 200 foot-pound torque. This with the JB4, like an APR tune, Unitronic tune, you can typically get up to like 250 horsepower with that. So that'll be a fun boost in power. Just got to be careful with the clutch, because the clutches are known not to hold much more power than stock. So eventually the plan is to go IS38, but before I can do that, I have to do a brand new clutch, and I'm not looking forward to that. And then right here we have the new rotiform wheels. These will go on the Atlas. They are, I think they're 19 by 8.5 ET35. They're rotiform TUFRs. The plan was for the Atlas, and then I tried to commandeer these wheels from my wife and put them on the wagon, but she didn't allow that. But that ended up working out because I got one of my favorite OEM wheels. And then right here we have, these are stock Alltrack wheels. If you have the SE or the SEL model, they are Volkswagen Canyons. They're 18 by 8s. You can see that they're just absolutely curb rashed to shit. I bought them off my friend who bought a used Alltrack. He didn't want these anymore because they came with another set of rotiforms, and all the wheels are badly curbed like this. But the plan for these, when my stock wheels, the stock values that came on the Alltrack are the tires are dead on them, I'm going to fix these up myself and then make these my new winter set. And then over here, we just have the tires for my old rotiforms that used to be on the wagon. The old wheels were rotiform LSRs. They were gold, look great on the car. They're kind of like a fake BBS LM. But these are Continental Extreme contacts. They're a great tire. And I'm just gonna save them, put them on the peelers. And then we have over here stock Long Beaches that came on the GTI when I bought it. They're my winter wheels, but the car hasn't seen any driving time this winter, so they've just been sitting here while the car's jacked up. You got my tool bed, or tool chest, and then my wall of parts. All my spacers, all gaskets, seals, parts for, I have parts for new intake gaskets, parts for the headers when I do that. I have a bunch of parts for doing the timing chains on the GTI. Just a bunch of random stuff that I've collected for when I eventually get to the stuff on the GTI. What else do I have in here? Oh, over here, my friend with he has a Mark 7 GTI. We just bought him new wheels this weekend. I don't know what these wheels are called, but they are off an Audi A4, I believe. They're a 10-spoke wheel. He has a black GTI. We put him up against it this weekend when he bought it. I think it looked freaking awesome. We can include a photo in it at the end of the video. I'm excited for him to put these on, and hopefully it makes him not want to sell the car anymore. And then on the rafters, I have this right here is my Euro front bumper. It has a 4-motion front lip. It's kind of hard to see, but then next to it I have my R32, Mark IV R32 rear hatch spoiler. I got 20th anniversary side skirts for the GTI, and there's also a 4-motion rear valance. The side skirts need to be resprayed. The hatch spoiler, it's black, but I need to have that resprayed. And then the rear valance as well. It's a textured black. I've been working on prepping it for paint, so that needs to get finished as well. But that pretty much wraps up everything I got in the garage. All right, guys, that's everything we got for the garage tour. If you like what you see, like and subscribe to the channel. If you got any questions, leave it down in the comments. I'll make sure to get back to you in a timely manner, unlike the other videos. But we do have something not special, but something cool coming for the next video. Maybe it's more parts, maybe it's tools that we can actually use to work on the cars. But enjoy the video, like and subscribe. Put on that notification bell for the next video.
Bye guys.